All right. Good morning, everyone. Brad Roltgen here with the Fresno Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investors. It is May 8th, the day before Mother's Day. So thank you for joining us on this special weekend. The goal here today is just to kind of learn and share from each other the different websites, apps, tools that we're using on, on the web for cryptocurrency, investing, research, all that good stuff. So we've got this Google Doc open. We're recording this. You guys can go back and see what we're doing. And we'll put a link to the Google Doc in the video and as well as in a message in the comments. It's already in the comments for this event page on meetup.com. So anybody having trouble getting to the document so far, I've got the link in the chat. And I've got a few people have requested access to share that. But you guys need to be able to edit that so you can help me populate it. So if you guys want to put your Gmail in chat to me private, or just click on that request edit access at the top there, that would be great. Okay, Mr. Watchman, you already, okay, looks like you're already in there. Okay, so you guys that are requested access, are you in there okay? Is that working all right? Let me get back to the document. Okay, so I did start and put in a few things from a document that I had been using. So if there's kind of the categories under there, I've got, so let me move this to this other page, other monitor. I've got two monitors. That's why it looks like I'm not looking at you guys. All right. So we've got a wallets, exchanges, phone apps, smart contracts, DeFi, and staking sections so far. So you guys are doing great, filling some stuff in there. Let me get one more person to share, and we will keep on trucking here. Okay, the one with the Proton Mail address, that's, I don't know if that is a Google address or not, but I shared it with you, so hopefully it'll work. I know it doesn't have.
Do I need to do a Google address? I do have one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way you can have a non-Gmail address as a Google account.
No, you don't need to. I'll just give you my Google one. It's
okay.
Fine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad, can you approve me? I'm a Watchman.
I did. I thought you were actually already approved, but
well, I requested, but it's grayed out and it doesn't seem to enable editing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, same here, I think.
Really?
Maybe there's a concurrency limit. How about if I chat you a couple items, okay?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Vacha, you can't get in there either?
I refreshed the Google Doc and it worked. So
okay, guys. Yeah, because I know, yeah, because there's a bunch of stuff showing up. So thanks, Adam. Yeah, try refreshing, Vacha. Okay, there we go. Very all right. Okay. So while you guys are adding a few of those,
I refreshed it and it fixed it. So
okay. Hey, excellent. We worked. Okay. And welcome to everybody else. We've got John, Will. Let's see. We got Will and your better half on. I thought I saw her first, but welcome to both of you guys. Let's see, Beverly, Caleb, Jesse, welcome. The link is in chat to this Google Doc. I'm going to paste it here again. It seems like if you joined after the last paste, you won't see it. Okay, Scott, was that, so you're looking for blockchain development as a section and then VeChain under that?
Yeah, I just put it in there.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, Thanks, guys. Okay. Let's see. Let me just check with the new folks. Have you guys gotten to the document okay? I don't want to leave anybody behind.
I just requested access. This is Caleb.
Perfect, perfect. Let me go over and do that.
The same here. This is flooring.
Okay, good. Get your link.
Once that's been granted, apparently you need a screen refresh on your browser for it to work.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Adam, since you were the first to type some stuff in, why don't you start with a few of the things that you've used and typed in there and just kind of tell us about them, why you like them, especially if there's things like sometimes there's specific coins or programs that work better with certain wallets or exchanges or that kind of thing. So if there's any, like, why did you use X exchange, that kind of thing, super helpful. Go ahead.
Sure. One of the first ones I did when I actually got into crypto back in 2017, took a few year break, and then just back in December, kind of started getting back into it. And one of the first things after doing research, I found crypto.com so far is probably the leader now in the app development side of things and staking. And then of course you can get a crypto.com credit card and you stake for a minimum, I think, of 180 days with them. But of course, when you get in early, there is significant growth, and you can sell coins, you can transfer to fiat or onto the credit card. So that's one really nice thing. I think crypto.com's done a really good job of building a platform that's easy to use and it's functional. And of course, the credit card itself is pretty handy. So that's one of the first ones I found that can really help for people to break into it or to be able to have some leverage and understand kind of how the interface works. And they overall have great brand and design and of course interface and technology. The other one of course is MetaMask. It can be a little buggy, I suppose, at times, but it is improving. And if you're using, say, like Brave, which I recommend as one browser, or if you're using Firefox, which I tend to use over Chrome, but I use browsers for different things. And for Brave and for Firefox, MetaMask works brilliantly. So that's a great wallet to use online if you're going to be buying NFTs or paying for certain things. MetaMask is a great way to go. So those are kind of the first few things. And so I'm interested in learning what other people have experienced and what works for them, for sure.
Okay, great. Let me include a few things on the crypto. How long ago did you sign up for that?
For crypto.com, that was back right around the first of the year when it was just a few pennies. And so they've come a long way just then. But the nice thing is the entry to it gives you lots of flexibility. So you can stake, $1,000, you can do $30,000, and there's different card levels. And their requirements are that you stake for a certain amount of time, but it still is a decent investment, and they do have a great platform. And so far, it's considered, I believe, of all cryptocurrency and all the industry, it is the most secure protocol that they have on the back end. So they tend to really focus on security, which is huge.
Okay. The one thing that was weird when I joined is, as a US resident, I couldn't join using their website. I had to join through their app.
It's mobile only, typically, yes.
Yeah. Now, once I got, well, no, I have been using the app. I thought that I was going to be able to go back into their website and use that, but I don't know if I've tried because the app has been so convenient.
Yeah, it really is built for the iOS environment, and yeah, they're out of the Cayman Islands, so getting wire transfer and stuff is a little tricky. If you can overcome those hurdles, that's pretty common, of course, in the crypto space. But yes, they strictly focus on mobile.
Okay, good. Yeah, because that threw me for a while, and I'm like, I'm on the website and it's not working, and I think
Well,
I
if
don't
you
know
think about it, you think of wallets. Everything's mobile. You have something on you at all times. It
Totally
kind of makes sense that your phone is your wallet, and they've kind of figured that out early.
Yeah, yeah. No, sometimes it's just convenient to be able to do both. I like the way Exodus has done that. You know, I started with them on the computer and they've added um, the mobile version on that, you know, and they're linked together. So that's good. Okay, good. Have you used the debit card a lot with them?
I have. It's a little cumbersome understanding and figuring out how to transfer, but I think because you're locked in with staking for a certain amount of time, unless you have over what you've originally staked, you can't sell those either profits or coin to transfer into your fiat wallet. And I haven't necessarily, I haven't, applied for the credit card per se, but the debit card side of it, you can transfer fiat or coin to fiat into that wallet.
Right.
But I think overall, it's still by far the leader and most sophisticated for being able to have that flexibility, because you do have a physical debit card, credit card as well. I'm not sure, actually, I haven't checked in, but there was talk a few months ago that they will allow actual credit card applications for credit, but I haven't seen where that is. But to have a debit card in your actual physical wallet and be able to, exchange, buy coins,
Right.
do lots of things just within the crypto wallet and app itself to the physical fiat debit card, it's pretty sophisticated and considered one of the first. So they're on it.
Yeah, no, they're doing a good job there. And I agree with you on the importance of that. Coinbase had partnered with ShiftCard back like 3 or 4 years ago. And I signed up for that and did that because it was part of my own personal like proof of concept of all this crypto stuff, was being able to transfer from my bank to the Coinbase, and then Coinbase linking it to that debit card, and then actually using the debit card in the real world, to make a purchase, and then kind of go in full circle. So, but they've gone away with that Shift card, but Coinbase is coming out with their own. But it does seem like crypto's the leader there, Crypto.com, and they're offering like cash rewards for using it. And I think the rewards are in Crow. So that's all good.
Mhm.
So cool. Okay. Yeah, thank you. And somebody asks, is Crypto.com different? Oh, how different is it from Coinbase? Let's see. One thing that I discovered that I don't like about Crypto.com is that you're not holding your private keys in the wallet. So, it's a custodial wallet, which is not the safest and not what I kind of preach, so to speak. That's the downside there. The upside is they actually give you a bank account number, the routing number and an account number. So if you want to, direct deposit, you could actually do that, or you could transfer funds from a bank or PayPal or things like that. I think crypto probably supports more mainstream coins than Coinbase, maybe.
It's not really an exchange, although you can buy. It's
Yeah.
and Coinbase eventually probably will have a similar platform like it and offer
Yeah.
credit and whatnot. But yeah, they're different in the sense that you want private keys, whatnot. You want to typically use other platforms. Crypto is really ideally for being able to leverage purchasing power, using the debit card, transferring, and you can do some staking and buy some coins on there. But it's just it's another tool, and it's easy to use, great interface, and it's super secure. But you're right, it's definitely not quite the same as holding private keys elsewhere.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Any other comments on Crypto.com, or if you guys have looked at it and maybe use something else instead or anything like that? Hi, Deborah. Welcome from Texas, right? I think you're muted.
Hi, glad I could make it this weekend.
Good. Good. All right. Anybody else on Crypto.com? Anything there? Or
Yeah.
Go
A
ahead.
couple things to add in there. I don't use it. I don't use this sub portion of Crypto.com, but those of you concerned about private keys. So there's the Crypto.com app, not to be confused with what is actually a Crypto.com wallet, which does allow you to use your private keys. From my understanding, there's some way you can go about allowing access to the Crypto.com earn rewards and some other aspects of the app if you link it up with the Crypto.com wallet. I downloaded it. I never set it up, but just for you, those of you concerned about private keys, you may want to check out that. Think of it as like a partner app that you should pair up with the Crypto.com app here in the US. You might like that route instead of handing over custody to Crypto.com. That's all.
Yeah, thanks. I did see that, and I wasn't quite sure how they work together and didn't pursue it. Yeah, at least they're offering that as an option. So, okay, good. All right. Go ahead.
Brad, has anyone discussed BlockFi?
No,
I
we're
came in
kind of
late.
just getting started here. So let's kind of stay in the wallet section. Yeah, I don't know. Where did we? Yeah, and crypto kind of covered over a couple other things. So maybe let's talk about staking as well, because we're kind of there. So yeah, if you guys, want to chime in about anything you're doing in the staking arena.
Could you share a little bit about what staking is and how it works?
Yeah, the basic idea is you kind of lock up or put your coins in a specific wallet or platform or area, and then they give you an interest on it. So think of it like a savings account, and they're rates anywhere from a couple percent to 8%, that kind of thing. There are some coins that are specifically staking coins, and then there's some platforms that will allow you to stake non-staking coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's the Celsius network is one that another member had spoke on 6 months ago or so that he had good luck with. So I'm going to add that to the area there. Anybody else to add on staking? I haven't done a lot in that area, so jump in, anybody else.
I've done the staking on Kraken.
Okay.
And I have found that platform is very, very easy. It's like within about 3 strokes of the computer, you've got whatever you've purchased on the exchange staked. So they're actually offering really, really nice staking services and consistent returns. So you can, all your rewards come in, whenever they tell you the rewards come in, and we've just been really, really happy with Kraken. And it's a very, very easy site to use. So we've really, really been happy with the Kraken exchange and doing the staking on Kraken. There's quite a few coins that they offer that you can stake with really good rewards.
So what are the ranges that you've seen there in percentages?
Everything in Bitcoin is dropping. So, it's only like 0.2% for Bitcoin, but for all of the other coins, you're getting between 4.5 is probably the lowest on certain coins, 7%, and then 12%, like you can get 12% on Polkadot, 12% on Kusama. Then I think they're offering a new coin, Kava, or is that Kava is up to 20%. So their staking rewards, differ depending on which coin. So it's very, very easy to go in and buy your coin and immediately stake it right on the site. I've heard that one of the things that the node operators do not like about the exchanges offering staking services is because the whole point of validation is for everything to be decentralized. And when you get the staking happening on the exchanges, then you get all these people pouring into one node. So you have to be careful, because as those nodes fill up, your staking rewards go down. So I think that they do change. So like, if they tell you that it's going to be 4.5%, remember it's something about validating on the blockchain. So it might vary from time to time how much your rewards come in on. And that's just because of the way the nodes work and the way that they validate information that gets laid down on the blockchain. But anyway, that's just what I've heard. But see, rather than going in and trying to do your staking on a node, it's just so much easier. You just go into Kraken, and immediately after you've bought your coin, within 3 clicks, you've got it staked. Now, what you do have to be careful of is whether that staking is locked or not. So like Ethereum 2, you cannot buy Ethereum 2 and stake it without a lockout period, meaning you can't unstake it. So you do have to do a little bit of research. If you're going to buy ETH2 on Kraken, they have a lockout period and they don't know when you can unlock that coin.
Yeah.
So you really do have to do your research, but I do like the staking services on Kraken, and I like the ease of which you can stake and unstake, and the rewards have been really great.
Good, thank you.
Question, is staking basically providing the liquidity for DeFi? And what happens to the liquidity guarantees for people coming in and out of financing? I mean, because staking can be unstaked. I know that's probably out of scope for today, but I was adding to Barry's like intro thing on how that works, because I don't get it.
Yeah, I think staking is it's not quite full DeFi because they're not doing it. Not all of them are the decentralized situations. It's like how to describe these. Yeah, anybody else have a thought there?
It's like, where does the liquidity come from to lend? Unless it's from staking and those lockout periods that we just talked about.
I
I
can
think-
chime in a little bit there with my 2 cents on that. So to get to the bottom of that question, it really starts with the definition of staking, and the technical definition when something is staked, it's a network operation. So for example, Bitcoin's proof of work, it goes through calculations to validate transactions. Staking's a little different, but what you do is you're depositing funds. They're not being used for liquidity, but they're being locked up, and putting all those funds into a node gives you permission to do the validation work. Similar to how Bitcoin's validation is done by calculations, you have to have permission by holding funds on whatever network you're participating in by locking them in. And oftentimes those funds are at risk of being slashed if you don't perform your duties as a validator. Say if you go offline or you're doing some shady manipulative business, then your funds are at risk of being lost. So you have an incentive to behave appropriately. The term staking then also gets applied in a non-technical sense to platforms like Kraken, where they are staking for you behind the scenes. And it also gets used in a completely inappropriate sense in platforms like Crypto.com. They call it staking when you lock your funds up. That's really more of a time lock deposit, like a CD would be thought of. Liquidity is kind of a whole other thing, and those are typically provided by liquidity pools on whatever platform the exchange is being performed on. The exchange meaning the act of me swapping my tokens from token A to token B. So liquidity is kind of its own thing, separately, independent of staking in most cases. Hopefully
Thank you, Will. That's very helpful.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Yeah. So the kind of the point there is that staking, the term is being used for a number of different things. So awesome. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, and remember, if you stake, obviously Polkadot or Ethereum, that these companies have a ready, the cash flow is somewhat slowed. So it is in a way less reactive to the market, especially if it takes days or in Ethereum, a very long time to take out. It allows the companies to invest in what they need to. It also allows companies like, for example, BlockFi, if you're doing staking on the other side, you're getting the interest at whatever it is, maybe 6.8% on Bitcoin, because they're lending it out to the Fidelity or somebody else on the other side, and they're arbitraging the difference for profit. So they have to lock up funds, so their their investors are able to, run options or do whatever they're doing on the other side. So there's always that buy sell in there, and that difference, allows you the interest that you're getting.
Okay, good, good. Let's see, we had in the staking area, we also had some specific coins, BlockFi, Gemini Earn. Whoever typed that in, go ahead and tell us a little bit about that one?
That was me, and yeah, it's very similar to some of the ones we've already talked about. Celsius, for instance, Gemini Earn is more involved in the lending protocols that we just went over. So you are essentially allowing them to borrow out your crypto for others, and then as they pay the interest on that, the interest is paid back to you, or a portion of the interest is paid back to you. I tend to like services like this. I also have an account with Celsius who does, something very similar. It's a really a part of what got me really into crypto with this wave is this idea of the passive income that you can get from it. So, I invest in a coin. I stake it with one of these systems, and now I'm just getting that coin back. I like the idea of not getting it back in fiat, but getting it back in turn in the coin, because as the coin appreciates in value, then I stand to make more over time. And that's just another thing that I would say is, whenever I'm looking at cryptocurrencies, I'm always looking at time in the market. So not what is it going to do for me in the next day or week or even couple months, but where will I be in the next couple of years if I invest in this project?
Amen. Amen. That's what I've been looking at too the last few months, 6 months, is being able to do those passive income, income streams and that kind of thing. So that's, yeah, I think is much more powerful long-term than getting excited about, Doge going up or down, that kind of thing. And if we can just learn how to, put our crypto to work, whether it's in a smart contract or these DeFi projects or stake, whatever, that's huge. That's huge. Cool. Okay. Thank
Brad?
you. Oh, go ahead. Oh, hey, Ken, before jump in, I just want to remember to throw out a reminder that in 2 weeks, we're doing our pizza day get together, live in person. Unfortunately, you folks that are outside the area won't get to participate, although we might try to do some kind of Zoom in or something like that. So, but in 2 weeks, we're going to be at Papa Murphy's on the northeast corner of Blackstone and Shaw from 5 to 7 p.m. It's just like an open house. Come in, say hi, oh, you look much better in person than you do on Zoom, whatever you want to say, type of thing. The merchant there is going to be selling pizza for crypto. So, whether you buy pizza or not, doesn't matter. Just, come by and say hi. So just wanted to throw out a reminder on that. And for those that are watching the recording as well, that's Saturday, May 22nd. So hope to see as many of you there as possible. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry about that.
I've only been involved crypto heavily for the last 2 or 3 months, and I've been using Coinbase, about 4 different coins, earning anywhere from 2 to 5%. If they're not earning any money there, I transfer it to KuCoin, where liquidity pools. I think I have about 8 different cryptos there for staking. I think you
Good.
call it liquidity pools, though.
Yeah, KuCoin has really, I had an account from back in the early days for me, when I was mining in 17. And I think we talked about that a few months ago, about to get theta. And then I've been looking at it, it's like, holy cow, KuCoin does quite a bit. So definitely take a look at that for that. There's some trading bots there and all kinds. So thanks for bringing that up again. I do have a little blurb on KuCoin there as well.
Hey,
Good.
can I share something about hard wallets?
Please.
Yeah. So I'm new too, Ken, just like a lot of people. And I've been listening a lot to Clubhouse. And there's some good sites there. Are you guys familiar with Clubhouse?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
You
Yeah.
have to be invited.
You do have to be invited. I know. You find somebody to invite you. Anyway, there's a couple of people who are very experienced, who have been trading for 10 years or 20 years in stocks. So one of the things they highly, highly recommend is to get a hard wallet and transfer all of your exchange coins to Exodus, because I think, as you know, Brad, Exodus is a non-custodian site, which means you own the key there. The exchange, this guy that was sharing with us said he lost, I think, 11 Bitcoin, but one of the, or two of the sites up in Canada went down. And that's always a possibility with exchanges. Went down, like went out of business, like disappeared.
Quadriga.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Exodus is one that I like. I've been working with a friend here locally, and we did the ledger, and she
Yep.
she had it, and it's been okay. She found it a little bit cumbersome, but the thing we ran into is the version she had, it would only support about 4 or 5 coins. It was a memory limitation. And
Yeah.
so I knew she didn't like it as much to buy another one. And so we started using Exodus for the coins that had a smaller, she didn't have as much in, but the bigger dollar amounts, then she kept in the ledger.
Well, so there are 2 ledgers. They recommended a Nano X. You really can go on YouTube and compare the 2, and then
Sure.
Trezor, which I put the links up, Trezor T, and I think that has the ability to have 100 coins on it and many apps like that, and to get it all downloaded into the device so that it's yours and you have your code, your phrases, so that it's nobody else has access to it ever. So that's something about co-wallets, as I keep learning. The other thing I discovered was 2 sites here that I put up here. Let's see if I can find what I did. Oh, it's research on all coins. These are great. Coinmarketcap.com. They have every bit of information to research about any coin that's out there. And then the other one, which I haven't played with much, is CoinGecko.com.
Right.
Yeah, those are 2 top ones.
Yeah. And
Info.
I constantly hear the question, where do I buy this coin? Where do I buy this coin? And it's like, it drives me crazy because there's just one answer. Coin market cap, find the coin, click on the market tab, and it'll show you all the exchanges that support that coin. So it's, but until you learn about it, obviously you don't know, kind of thing. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That I kind of sometimes forget about that site for, for beginners, just because I use it, constantly, type of thing, but ideal. And just to, you'd mentioned that like some of those hardware wallets and 100 coins or whatever. What I kind of learned is there's a difference between the amount of coins that they support and the amount of coins that you can actually hold. So that was the deal with the friend, it supported like 100 different coins, but you had to install a different app for each one, and you had a memory limitation.
Yeah, that may require you to get a couple of them. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I just ordered 2 of them just to see what the heck they're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
And it doesn't matter, you could have $4 billion in Bitcoin, and that's just one app. But if you want to have 20 different coins, you might need a couple, just a heads up on how that worked. And it was like, oh, they got me with the fine print type of thing.
The Nano S, just to be specific, the Ledger Nano S is limited to the 4. The X, which is also Bluetooth compatible, you can download, I don't remember how many, but more than that. And you're right, but you have to choose which coins because of the memory.
That's good.
Okay. Anybody else experience with the hardware wallets? Any other ones? I know the Ledger and the Trezor are kind of the big ones.
There's another one. I'm just trying to look up the name. It goes along with a hardware wallet. It's used to store seed phrases. It's a titanium block, quite literal. Do you guys know what that is? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I got to look up the name. It's fascinating, and I'll send you the link. But basically, when you take your seed phrases, and it's not just for your wallets, it's for anything, you can get this titanium block. It comes in 2 different formats, and then you'll learn also a lot about the cipher, the 2,400 words that go along with those seed phrases. And you will physically punch this titanium block to keep your seed phrase fresh. You'll put in the safe or somewhere else. So if there's a fire, basically it's indestructible to replace a piece of paper. That's the point of that. And if somebody doesn't know what that block goes to, whether it's a ledger or whether it's, let's say, an on-site Theta wallet, they're not going to know what that seed phrase is associated with if it gets lost. So that is going the next step to keep your seed phrase after your wallet. But I'll find that for you, the name of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I remember seeing something like that. Thought it was the coolest thing. Yeah, just
It's cool, but even if you don't get it, it's worth watching the video just to learn about the cipher behind the seed phrases.
okay. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they explain that to you.
yeah, cool. Okay. Let's see where else. Any other experience with hardware wallets? Then we'll move on to the next area.
Oh, the only other thing people recommended is you write down all of this information in 3 different places. So like 3 different books, and like what Deborah was sharing, put in one at the the bank depository, or like a firebox that you have in your house, right?
But if you're philosophically a cipher crypto person, do not use Fed banks.
Yeah.
I think that's
Oh,
right.
that
That's the whole
makes
philosophy.
sense.
Because
That
I
makes
have to
total
say, the banking system right now is looking at changing the law to be able to go into your safe deposit box. Okay, that hasn't been executed yet, but there's talk about that. So I would keep it elsewhere. There are also sites that will take your seed phrase, potentially split them between multiple people. So there are sites that talk about what you'll do in terms of a will, or if something happens to you, so you can bring that together at some point in a safe fashion.
That's awesome, Deborah. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Frank had asked about Swan Bitcoin as an exchange. Has any, and I'd never heard of it until, has anybody ever used that or run across that? And it almost looks.
Are you telling me that I'm a pioneer?
Well, in some ways, Frank, yes.
I mean, I know I'm archaic. I know I'm archaic, but pioneer, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, well, we'll have to discuss later what pioneers in what areas, but that's another discussion.
Brad,
Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but I didn't want to quite get off the wallet, hardware wallet subject. This is John. How you doing, Brad?
Yeah, good.
Can I ask a question about the wallets still?
Yeah, let me just finish up with Frank here for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Because Frank, I looked at it. It looks like it's almost more of a kind of investing tinge, with the staking or something. But we'll have to look at it later because it doesn't look like it's as much of an exchange, as Coinbase or that kind of a thing. So
But it looked like it was more like a savings account where you could add a little bit of money on a monthly basis.
right.
Buy some coin. When the coin goes up, then you got yourself an increase in growth or whatever.
Yeah, and that's kind of a little bit in the more in the staking area, but that's okay. Good. Yeah,
Okay.
so John, let's jump back to the wallets. And I'm surprised we don't have, that's the first section on the document there that somebody put MetaMask, which is good. I'm surprised we don't have more. I mean, what other, like the Cash App, what other things are you guys using? But go ahead, John, with the question, and we'll see where we go from there.
Okay. Yeah, so far, I've been kind of heavily into it for about 4 months into crypto only in total, but just to review the hardware ones, which I have been meaning to purchase, but I have not yet. So, they're different brands and I see them on YouTube videos, but the main ones I'm considering right now are the Ledger Nano S versus the X and the Trezor 1 versus the T. So Red, I think someone said that, and it's good because I haven't even researched it enough to know the exact difference, but it seems like with the X, you can actually store, and I'm also reading on some Google results as I speak here, but up to 100 applications or 100 coins or tokens simultaneously with the X. But I think, like you said, with the S, you're limited into 4 or 5 or something. So if someone can correct me, please do. But I think on the ledgers, that's the difference. So the X, you can store up to 100 apps or coins or tokens. So the Treasure T versus the One, has anyone used that, or is it familiar? It seems like, I'm not real sure, but it seems like you can store quite a few, at least on the T, perhaps the more expensive one, simultaneously again. But
John,
I'm not sure about that.
John, I don't have an answer to that question, but the one thing people like is that the Treasure, it coordinates with Exodus. It's designed to.
Right.
They have a relationship, so that makes an advantage over Nano.
Okay.
A couple quick comments between the two wallets. If you go on YouTube, there are some really, really good people who will teach crypto. One of my favorites is a guy, his name is Guy, and he's at Coin Bureau, which you guys, some of you may know. Start there. Now, the reason why I mention him for this discussion, he'll go through all the wallets for you. But when you order, a lot of times these guys will get you discounts. So if you sign up for something and you use their link, because they're fairly popular and they're now promoted, you know, then you can save some money to go ahead and do that. And the second thing I wanted to mention about wallets, Ledger had an attack. They were hacked. It didn't get into any financial stuff. It did get the marketing side, where people who bought Ledger, their names, addresses, contact information was out there. Now, the reason why that's not a good thing is that you don't want anybody coming to your home, you know, because somebody bought a list and they happen to live here in Phoenix, where I live, and, you know, I get robbed at night and they've got a 2x4 and they say, okay, download your crypto or I'm going to kill your husband, kind of a thing, right? You don't want somebody coming to your house. So keeping privacy is really important. And Ledger messed up there. Now, that may bode well for anybody who's signing up to Ledger today, because they may have cracked down on a lot of that security and the problems that stem from it. Trezor has not been hacked yet. So there is that. The third thing and final thing is that if you do use Ledger, you get an app, it's called Ledger Live, and it syncs all the time with the current price of whatever coin is on there. So you can see what you're holding on the wallet. Trezor does not. And one of the problems with Trezor that happened is that an app got on the App Store saying that they represented Trezor, like a live app, just like with Ledger. It wasn't Trezor. Trezor does not have a live app. And as soon as people downloaded this app that they thought was vetted through Apple, they got their Bitcoin stolen. So when you look at the wallets, you have to be really careful to educate yourself and look at all these areas separately.
Deborah, this is Scott again. Yeah, that's exactly. I had a Trezor and a Nano and ended up not implementing them because I would take the argument that, and this is probably for smaller holding, that the security platform on the exchange is more secure than the average person could do on their hardware wallet. So, I mean, there's that debate, right? That's the same debate for Microsoft Azure being more secure than an on-premise, you know, database, for example. So I will be shy of those hardware wallets because of that, because I heard about those issues there.
Yeah, I don't think, my personal opinion is that they're still the best, this cold storage. Although the industry is growing so much, you know, regarding security to hold keys, a lot of people will want that third party. I think it's just going to depend on the individual. So no blanket statements either way. I think, you know, one will be good, you know, for one person, another will be good for, you know, another. But
yeah, that's a great point about them having, you know, a better security department than we do individually, kind of thing, where a lot of us like just, you know, oh, I'm in control, but if we don't do what we need to do to be safe. Yeah.
Well, we just don't know. We don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's
interesting
so new.
Point. Okay, good. All right, let's see what else we got here. Cold wallets, exchanges. Yeah, exchanges. I mean, what exchanges are you guys using? You know, Binance.us, KuCoin, Poloniex. I know we mentioned Kraken, and they've been around for a long time. Any other ones you guys are using?
Yeah, I'm using Voyager, and somebody else mentioned one. Was it by, what is it?
Finance?
Binance? Yeah, you know, I was
Box
talking with
Vault.
somebody on the East Coast earlier this week about, and they mentioned Voyager. Is there, I thought somebody else meant, is there a specific program or anything that uses Voyager that a lot of people use it for?
No, well, I don't know about that. It's just an exchange that's on your, it's an app on your phone. And that's the only place it is.
Okay, and this gentleman had some Tron and was trying to transfer it to another Tron wallet, but he was not able to do that. It sounded like they were limited. You know, they were only paper trading Tron. You couldn't actually get Tron in or off of the exchange, kind of like eToro and Robinhood are not what I consider real
Right.
exchanges.
That really brings up a good point because I have several different apps that I'm holding some things right now, and that's part of it. You have to hold it for, they hold it for 12 days because they're waiting for the ACH to complete, you know, from your bank account.
Uh-huh.
So, and I found that I can't transfer some of these over to Exodus because there's nothing that Exodus is willing to accept, like certain ones I can't, like Tron or some of the other ones. So I end up leaving them on exchanges right now, and I don't want to leave them on exchange.
And that's dangerous. Yeah. And so like Robinhood, you can't transfer the crypto off of Robinhood.
Correct.
Then
You do not
really
want
have
to use
crypto, or do you have just a piece of paper or an electronic piece of paper?
well, both. But I also bring up about Robinhood. I was told not to use that because you can't get your money out of there.
You can't get
only
your coins
fiat.
out of there. Yeah, exactly. So
And-
yeah, let's do that. Like maybe make a list here of exchanges to stay away from.
I would add PayPal right now. That was my first purchase. And PayPal is in the early stages, very early stages right now of supporting crypto, as we know. And they were all too happy to accept my incoming transfers, but trying to get liquidity out of the market, I was totally unaware of what process they were going through, and nor was there any supporting statements made on the app or in the web interface that would explain why they were holding fiat instead of doing a transfer. So it was very, in my opinion, not very transparent, and therefore shows the immaturity, I think, that the app still has at this point. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I totally
Dude.
agree.
Yeah, we
And
do.
you would think that PayPal would have their act together a little more.
I
But-
think they'll definitely get there, guys, but right now it's early days and you can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
So, I have a couple little things regarding Coinbase. Don't use Coinbase to trade. Use Coinbase to sign up to. It's very clean and clear. And then sign up to Coinbase Pro. I think I mentioned that before here. The reason is that the fees are significantly different. You'll save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. That is the significance of the difference. So you can sign up to Coinbase. It's the same ID and the same password. It's the same company. Just get yourself a Coinbase Pro account. And when you start getting used to the Coinbase Pro busyness, you know, it's a very busy site, then that's fine. But any kind of trading, any buying or selling, just you can transfer any coin from Coinbase to Coinbase Pro, no fee. It's a direct transfer, but then buy and sell through Coinbase Pro. It's a full percentage or more difference.
Good.
Okay, so that's the Coinbase Pro point.
And you literally, when you have Coinbase, you have a Coinbase Pro account. You don't even have to do anything, signing up or anything. You just go to
Correct. You just log in.
Pro.coinbase.com. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
Jen,
just
I think
log in.
you're gonna jump in there. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah. It looked like you were gonna say something or trying to say something.
Oh,
Or if not, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just wanted to let you jump in.
yeah. I'm currently using Kraken. I haven't used Coinbase yet, but I actually have heard the same thing, that if you're going to use Coinbase, go for Pro. And that it's a little bit harder to learn, or maybe someone who hasn't been accustomed to the market trading backgrounds, that it might be a little bit confusing, but yes, I have heard that, Deborah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy. But when you look at it and you see that market trading background, you go, oh my God.
Right.
Really, that's all it is. And I had a question for you, Janet, regarding Kraken.
Yes.
Originally, I was going to sign up to Kraken before Coinbase.
Mhm.
They want you to wire your funds in. You know, with Coinbase, my account is linked. So
Yes.
quite literally, if I want to do something, I transfer money in from my bank. They recognize it in seconds,
Mhm.
and then they allow you to trade.
Right.
Now, that has to clear. It depends on what level you're at. So it can take anywhere from, you know, a week. If you start trading a lot, you know, you can get your money out actually in 3 days, but you can trade immediately.
Yes.
Now with Kraken, I think the only way is to wire the money in, right? So I'm tying up funds on the Kraken account platform.
I think that it all depends on the deposit amount. So if you're depositing a large amount of money, it has to be wired. The smaller amounts of money can be transferred, I think, via the ACH. I've only done the wires, and the wires appear pretty instantly. And so,
right, once it's set up.
Right, once it's set up. So I do like the wiring because it's an instant, but again, there's fees associated with wiring.
Wiring, right.
You know, and so I found it all to be very, very easy. I think the difference is that, you know, when you do a wire, you have to go into the bank, you know.
Well, here's the interesting thing. My bank said, do everything online. We're not doing wires anymore for you. So I looked at Kraken, and here's the Kraken has 3 different options for wiring information, and you don't necessarily know which one to take, right? So I wrote to them, and then they said, well, use the first one. And then I fill out all the forms, and it didn't go through. It cost me $30, and it still didn't go through every time I'm trying to wire them money. So it's not necessarily clear, but if the only thing I guess I'd caution is you got to go into a bank that first time, because if that wire information is not completely accurate,
right,
it's just not going to work. It'll get kicked back. You'll get charged.
So this is what I recommend, because I had a couple of problems that were associated with wiring where the teller or person that was doing it at the bank couldn't tell the difference between the fonts of the letters. So I would suggest that if you're going to do a wire, you know, print out the paper with all the information, because what I've found is that you think it's a bank that they would know this information, but actually they don't. They go, BlockFi, what's this? Kraken, what's this? They really don't know. So, you know, if you have a number, you need to write down in the special instructions. And what I've done is handwrite it for them. Whatever your wiring account number is, to spell it out for them, so that if it's a capital A, it's an A. Or if it's a 0, write out number 0, so that they don't make a mistake when they wire that to Kraken, because otherwise on the other side, Kraken says, well, this was an O, not a 0. And then the teller at the bank has put in a 0. So when you do that wiring information, one of the things I would suggest, because they make mistakes at the bank with the fonts and the numbers. And so always spell it out for the teller. And then they really basically don't know where you're sending stuff. They don't know.
Well, it shouldn't matter to them. They should just do it.
They're going to start knowing.
Yes, they're going to start knowing.
And some banks may kick you out, just as an FYI, if they start seeing crypto exchanges. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's happening in other parts of the
world. If there's not a clear Swift code or something like that, I imagine that would be hard to validate. That's probably why they don't know where it's going.
Yeah, on Binance,
I think they're searching ABA numbers in a, a fixed, set of documentation. They don't know about these little exchanges here.
right?
Yeah, they haven't seen him as often. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, on Binance.us, you can do the ACH for up to $5,000, but anything over that, they do on a wire. But yeah, I like the setup where you can link your bank account, because some people, I mean, that's a question I get a lot, is how do I get my crypto back? You know, they want to go from crypto back to their Bank of America account or something like that.
Yeah.
So being able to
I
link
am-
those accounts is nice for that.
Because you actually gave the number there, Brad, I'll tell you that I'm on Binance and they did up the daily limit
Oh,
based on a failed transfer that I had. So I think there's a little bit of sensitivity on that to ensure customers can get involved.
okay. And it might be that verification level too. I had a friend I was working with that it started with $5,000 and that went through. And then the next week he wanted to do like 45,000 and he's like, I can't do it. But he did a wire and it went through. I mean, it showed up in his account in 3 or 4 hours. I was impressed on how quick it went through.
Yeah.
So I have a question
Yeah.
on this reverse withdrawal. So like, for example, if you have your money in an exchange like Kraken, can you just transfer that money into your Exodus? Well, yeah, you transfer it into your Exodus wallet. But what if you have a DeFi exchange like Celsius Network or BlockFi, one of those? Can you take whatever Bitcoin you've purchased, say in Celsius or BlockFi, and transfer it into your Exodus wallet from that platform?
Well, is your goal to go back to a bank account? Is that where what's your goal here?
Well, yeah, okay, so like, let's say you wanted to go back to fiat, but you didn't want to do it through your bank. So let's say if you have your money in BlockFi, you could do a withdrawal back to your bank account. But can you take, and let's say you didn't want to sell your Bitcoin, can you take your Bitcoin from BlockFi and put it into your Exodus wallet and then transfer it into fiat from Exodus?
Exodus doesn't have a way to go to fiat from what I know. That's where the crypto.com debit card that Adam was talking about would come into play.
Right.
Because you transfer, $200, $500, whatever, and you put on your debit card, you'd have to sell the Bitcoin type of thing to get into US dollars and then put that onto your debit card.
Right.
But it's just address to address, Jen. I don't see why you can't send your crypto anywhere
Yeah.
where the wallet accepts it on the other side.
The trick is being able to go from crypto back to fiat, and that's where the link to a bank account. So like the Binance.com or Binance.us, that's linked to your Bank of America account. You could transfer Bitcoin to Binance.us, sell it for UST or US dollars, and then transfer that to your bank account.
Okay, so it's still, even though you took that kind of circuitous route, it'd still go right back into your bank account.
Wherever you have that link between fiat and crypto. And for me, Coinbase was always that for a long time, because a number of these exchanges didn't go through all the KYC stuff to link to banks. So to me, Coinbase was always that bridge into and out of crypto. Now, fortunately, there's other options.
Right, okay.
But remember, you're going to pay fees for every transaction, so you keep that in mind too.
Right.
Don't do it.
Also to know that sometimes it takes a long time for the transfer to happen. Like I'm still waiting on ADA, I think it is.
Ada?
No,
Cardano.
Cardano.
Yeah,
that's
I
ADA.
did it. I transferred a whole bunch of it this morning to Exodus, and I'm still waiting for it to arrive. It does arrive, but sometimes it takes a long time through the blockchain.
Were you on the Daedalus wallet with your Ada? Or
No.
did you buy it on one of the exchanges?
I bought it on one of the exchanges. I think it was Voyager.
Oh, Voyager, okay. Because I know that Ada has the specific Daedalus or the Yoroi wallets, so I was just curious if you had used those.
No, I haven't heard of
And then
that.
you can stake them directly from those wallets.
Got it. Wow.
Okay, let's
But you
get a
have to
couple.
pick-
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Janet.
Oh, you have to pick you have to pick the node or the validator node that you want to stake with, the stake pool.
Got it. I know very little about staking. You're educating me.
Yes, no, Cardano, I'm very interested in. And I think now that,
Bitcoin.
yeah,
Let's see, looks-
ADA.
I'm using dollar cost averaging to put Cardano in my Coinbase wallet.
okay, and you're using Coinbase.
Every 2
and
weeks.
Cardano. Yeah.
There's a
I like it
YouTuber.
because
called-
when I sell, it's very instantaneous. Then I can transfer the money there into my bank real quick.
Right, okay.
There's a specialist on ADA, Crypto Capital Venture, I think his channel is, that also does staking pools. He just opened up a second pool about a month ago.
Are you guys have any recommendations for certain coins to look at? Because we're not financial advisors, so we're not telling each other. what to
Yeah,
buy.
let's hold off on that for a second, Barry. Let me
Yeah.
catch up with some of the stuff that people have been entering
Sure.
in the document.
Brad, I also, can we be here, before we move on to coins, can we review the, that issue now of, this is how I understand it. If someone can correct me. So the only sites where you can move, sell crypto and into cash and move it into your bank account, okay, so into fiat, are, I believe, are the same, are the same sites only where you can originally purchase with fiat, right? That's how I understand it. So the only sites where you can, again, sell into fiat are the sites where you can buy with it directly. So I think, of course, that's Coinbase. I think it's Gemini, but I haven't used Gemini yet. I'm signed up. And what other sites are there then that you can sell directly?
Binance.us.
Binance.us, right? I'm
Yeah, and
on that
basically
right now.
the
Any
question
others?
is which exchanges will allow you to link a bank account? Because once you link the
Yeah.
bank
A
account, you
US
gotta
That's
go
what I'm
both
saying.
ways.
A
Yeah,
US
yeah,
bank
exactly.
account.
So I know
Yeah.
those are the only sites I think where you can. So
So-
are there any others?
Yeah, if you get the CoinGecko app, I don't know if you can see that, right? CoinGecko?
I have
Okay.
CoinGecko.
Oh, okay. So there's an exchanges tab, right? So
Yeah.
it'll list all the exchanges, and then it's all the ones that recognized in the US under KYC.
Yeah, no, I'm talking
Right.
specifically about the ones where you can, sell directly into a fiat. But, and by the way, Voyager is another one. So
Yeah.
Voyager is technically a brokerage, by the way. You can call it an exchange, but, someone mentioned the delays, and, you can, it's all over YouTube. It's all over the place. They interview the CEO of the Voyager on YouTube a lot. It's a publicly traded company. I'm very impressed with it. It's mobile only, but it's got flashing. It updates every second. The prices of like 60 different coins or tokens. I'm very impressed with it, except for the delays. I haven't moved much on it, but it can take hours or days. There's a lot of complaints with that. But that you can directly buy with fiat, by the way. It's a direct link, and it's even when the purchase is pending, you can still, even if the cash that you just gotten from your bank is pending, you can still spend with it immediately. So you can buy and sell very quickly with Voyager, and I'm impressed with it. Brad, you mentioned who's using what sites. If anyone's got any questions, I've branched out way too much. I'm on like at least 10 different exchanges. Some of these are just with a few micro coins, a few little, little things I saw on YouTube. But the Hotbit, by the way, I get a newsletter from Stansberry Research and Agora Financial. They have a crypto capital newsletter that I get. Some of their coins, their little micro coins, the only US exchange that accepted or that accept US people is Hotbit, and they got hacked, by the way. If anyone is on Hotbit, Hotbit is promised to, they have 2 million members around the world, by the way, but they promised that everyone's account is safe, but they just got hacked. But I'm on there. I'm on KuCoin, which I really like so far, really like. Exodus, Voyager, Bittrex, Bitforex, Coinbase, of course, Bitmart, Binance.us, and Voyager. And of course, the Uniswap and some PancakeSwap, MetaMask. But I'm waiting. You asked the question, so that's what I'm on. So I've generally had good experiences with just about all of those, except for the Hotbit hack so far. So anyway.
Good.
But
Okay.
Voyager is very interesting. You know, you might want to check that out if you don't want to move things too quickly at this point in time. You know.
Yeah, I've been using it. I really like it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump down to a couple other topics just so we, can cover a little more things. We've got, a few folks that have been typing in a bunch of stuff. Beverly, I'm trying to keep up with everything. Beverly, jump in and tell us, you've been typing in some things about these online courses and some other resources. Can you share a little bit about those with us? I think you're muted if you can unmute. And then,
hey guys, yes, thank you for that. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So my journey has been just all over the place. I just recently retired from a major bank after discovering crypto in 2017. So my journey right now, my mission is to help as many people as possible. So I go down the rabbit hole. I'm the person that reads all resources from top to bottom. I click all of the links and I click those links. So in my journey, what I recognize is just all of the information that's out there. So the things that I've added just for educational purposes was trying to find a repository. And I'm glad you actually have this meeting, just pulling all of the information together. But the most important thing I'm interested in is resources. So somebody put in YouTube channels, Clubhouse. I added in institutional cryptocurrency resources. I actually started on the stock market side, started to think about researching the Internet of Things, which became the Internet of Value. And then I found cryptocurrency and realized that this is all one big story converging together. So institutional cryptocurrency research or digital assets, whatever it's going to be called on the centralized side, I realize that's a big area where they're publishing a lot of material. So resources for me is just a big area that I would love to see things fleshed out in terms of how you just make decisions when you wake up every day. I mean, you look at CoinMarketCap, you look at CoinGecko, but there's a lot of people and a lot of players in the space from the institutional side. I have a list of foundations, organizations. I'm a member of certain councils that are publishing material. And then I do cryptocurrency education in my community. And I get the question, how do you find winners and how do you stay away from the scammers? So fundamental technical analysis, I'm not a tech person in terms of, or an investment advisor. That technical analysis, I know some people sell it, but I'm not the one that's charting cryptocurrencies. So if I can find that resource or resources in terms of how you find winners, and instead of just waking up, watching a YouTube video, and just because one guy says go buy BTT, you go buy it. I really want to get well-versed in just the fundamentals and just how do you research it properly. I also added news, newsletters, market websites, podcasts. There's a million books, but these are the books that I just decided to just put down for now. And then the courses, going back to my journey, because I'm starting to educate people on how to get invested, I became a certified Bitcoin professional. And so I just uploaded the courses that I took. And then I don't know if you guys heard of Ivan on Tech. He's a great YouTuber. He has an academy if you also wanted to get well-versed in some of the courses. And he actually goes down to the coding level. And then NFTs is also a big area. I just got an email today from Udemy on NFTs, so I popped that in there. And then a lot of questions I get going down to the next section is security, privacy, and protection. So how do you protect yourself, whether it be when you're on your mobile device or your laptop? I had a guy tell a story. He had 38,000 tokens in Theta worth $500,000, and he lost it just simply by logging onto his computer and clicking a Reddit subreddit link. So as much as we can do to understand that security, privacy, and protection and all of the resources there, that would be great.
Awesome, thank you. And I think we had a few people join us. I just posted the link to the Google Doc if you guys haven't gotten to that yet. And then if there's, I apologize. Oh, okay. Anybody else needs to request edit access, you guys can edit that. And then Caleb, I know you were adding a bunch in there too. If you want to to share with a little bit about what you were adding? I think some
Yeah.
YouTube channels and some other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with Beverly. I think research is really the cornerstone of what's going to allow you to be successful in this market. There are a lot of projects out there and a lot of concepts, and the space is constantly moving and evolving. And so, as you're looking to determine which projects are the best, or, as she pointed out, which ones are not scams, I think the more research that you can do is great. I did add some YouTube channels because those are kind of the easiest place to start, right? Like we're all on YouTube anyway. So dedicating some of our time to actually learning these concepts is really important. I know that I believe it was Deborah, but possibly Janet mentioned Coin Bureau. I put him up there. Guy is very good. He does a lot of crypto news, but also project evaluation. So going into different coins and projects and doing deep dives on why he thinks they're important to the space, as well as crypto concepts themselves. So if we want to learn things like staking or decentralized finance, like he goes into some of those things. Some others that I've found really impactful, Benjamin Cohen, he's a YouTuber that focuses primarily on technical analysis. So he's analyzing the charts and the movements of these coins going back, since their inception, and looking for different patterns in the ways that they move, so that that we can make where they're going to go a little bit more predictable. I think when people look at crypto, technical analysis is sometimes something that they skip, but it's a really important step in learning about price prediction. Invest Answers is a YouTuber who I really like, located in the Bay Area actually, and gives investment advice. And so his whole foundation is this concept of math, money, and freedom. So he looks a little bit at the technical analysis as well, but also looks at some of the narratives that these projects have around them, as well as how to take kind of traditional finance perspectives and apply it to crypto to learn a little bit more about where the space is going. The Modern Investors one I really like as well, mostly just crypto news. So he covers what the narratives are out there. What is the SEC saying recently? Who's buying up Bitcoin and why is that important? What are some of the Ethereum projects that have been announced recently? Like, the move to Ethereum 2.0 here in July. What does that mean? And he's really nice because he takes kind of a humorous approach to it. So it's a light read and a nice way to kind of keep up with the space and what people are talking about and getting excited about.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Vache, good to have you on. Go ahead, Ken. I'm going to try to figure out, there's a couple other people posting here. Go ahead, Ken, real quick.
I'd like to add 3 YouTubes that I follow. One is Crypto Capital Venture. I think maybe John mentioned Journey Crypto, JRNY, and there's also Alexander Lorenzo that I follow.
Okay, I'm going to type that last one. The other 2 were already. How do you spell Lorenzo? Is it Lorenzo? Ken? Did I lose you? Okay. Let's see. Now somebody else was in here. Mr. Watchman, where? I'm not sure if we have.
Yeah, Scott here.
Oh, yeah. I think you.
I added the Crypto Capital Venture, and who is kind of an ADA specialist. He's the guy that also does staking pools. And I have found the JRNY guy to be very good, super knowledgeable, and also I think has fair coverage. He is not I would say, overly over the top type of guy, like a moonshot guy every video. He's very balanced, I think. He's got a pretty large channel.
Okay, good. And thank you for the people that actually included links to those specific YouTube channels. That's super helpful there as well.
Brad, I have a list, and I'll send you my document with links. I put this together.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then I'll just copy and paste it into the main document here. Appreciate it.
Exactly. Yes, you don't have to write this down. As far as analysts go, if you really want to start looking at analysis, the tool that most people use is Glassnode, Glassnode. So you'll have analysts like Willie Woo. You can get a subscription from Willie, except he's going on sabbatical because he's having a child this month. But he does tweet. By the way, all these guys tweet, and a lot of the times real-time information are going to come from these guys. So you got to get a Twitter account and follow them. Make sure you're following the right guy. They're going to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, not 9,000 subscribers. You think somebody has 9,000 subscribers, they're the real thing? They're not. So just make sure you type things in right. So I have all their Twitter handles too. So Willie Woo is an analyst on the blockchain. He's been doing it since its inception. A guy named Plan B, which you guys may be familiar with.
Incredible.
He's the one, yeah, he analyst from Belgium, now working on his own as of March. Glassnode, again, the Glassnode guys are amazing because they put out for free an analysis every week. I think it's every week, every other week. Yeah, it's every week. This is stuff you would pay thousands of dollars for at an equity brokerage firm. And they're going to put all these charts out and all this analysis that you can go through. And then if you like it, you can get a pro account and actually pay, and then live do your own, manipulation and all the different trading things that the tools people use. But it's an amazing tool for people who want to do that kind of research. And Jan and Jan, they're actually the owners of Glassnode, and they do their own thing too. So I'll put those four together for you. The other really good financial folks who are giving you a really good overview of this whole space and all the new stuff coming into it is a fellow by the name of Raoul Pal. It's R-A-O-U-L Pal. Yeah, you got, I've gone to, yeah.
Man,
so
Raoul.
he was a Goldman Sachs guy, got into crypto, makes it very understandable, brings a lot of people together. Definitely worth $99 a year, definitely worth being a member to start and getting access to his information. Yeah, right, Real Vision. And then there's a gal by the name of Lynn Alden, who, and she straddles both equities, traditional equities, and understands the crypto market. Everybody who comes to me wanting to learn about crypto, I tell them actually first to go to a non-crypto guy. His name is Mike Maloney. Mike Maloney is a precious metals guy. So if you were looking at being concerned about what was happening with the Fed and banking and financial systems, you started with gold and silver, right? To look at getting out of the system. And Mike Maloney is really good talking about money. He's got a great series called
Hidden Secrets of Money.
Yes, thank you. The Hidden Secrets of Money. You start there, you read it, and then you'll hear a guy like, what's his name? CEO of MicroStrategy.
Michael Saylor.
Thank you. You'll hear Michael Saylor talk to a guy named Breedlove, and he does a whole series also on money. And it's very similar. He goes through the whole thing, which then justifies why you're jumping out of traditional currencies into more traditional money, the gold, silver, and now into crypto, the modern version of some of that, because you don't trust the system. It's a really good foundation. So I'll have all that too.
Can I add a note on that?
Yeah.
Because you've brought up so many important people, and I just wanted to mention that all of those people also have podcasts that you can listen
right.
to. So you have all these different access to these people that you've mentioned on podcasts.
Right, exactly. And I'll tell you how I found them. I found them through What Bitcoin Did with Peter McCormick, which is a great podcast. And Coin Bureau doesn't do the interviews, but Peter interviews all these people I just talked to you about. So if you start with Peter and you like somebody, then you go deep. into what they offer. And then I mentioned Breedlove, and then there's Held, but I'll give you that list with all the links and a little description, for all of that. And educational workshops. Who was it? Was it Beverly who talked about having a certificate? Andreas Antonopoulos does fantastic workshops with crypto. If you want to start learning about it at a higher level. And he's got really good books on stuff like the Internet of Money and Bitcoin, Ethereum, and just really solid. Okay, so I'll send you all that. I'll send you all that stuff.
Yeah, I'll get that added in, and Ken, I just added you. I got you to the document if you want to just refresh, and you should be able to edit. And then Kenneth Luster, we haven't heard from you. I don't know if you've gotten into the document or not, but where are you at on this journey?
Yeah, I just switched over from my mobile device to my phone since I'm back at home. So
okay.
Yes, I've been mainly just listening up till this point, but
okay,
one of the things that I wanted to look at though when it came to staking is, has anyone been able to look at Synthetics protocol?
I have not. Will, that you might be the expert there, or the closest to that.
Yeah, I'm an investor, so I hold some, and I have used a platform in the past. I moved a lot of my stuff off Synthetics. I'm currently using Mirror Protocol for my synthetic investments. Like I have some Tesla and some coin synthetic stocks that I keep that I'm earning a juicy yield against. But I'm not really heavily into those platforms, but I'm a little familiar with them. Yeah. What kind of questions did you have about using those synthetic platforms?
Just mainly I'm still reading through it and learning more about it. One of the things that I was looking at the protocol for was to develop a project utilizing the synthetic protocol for oil and gas. So that was just finding out more about it. And yeah, I appreciate that. Maybe I'll put my email in the chat. Maybe you could send me an email sometime. That would be great.
Yeah, I certainly can. I'm not sure if I'm the best resource for something of that scale that you're looking into, but could probably point you in a direction where you can find some of those resources, because I'm real big in DeFi and yield farming and such, and so I'm familiar with those platforms, but my usage is kind of limited. But I'm sure we can help you find resources that will tell you what you need.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, yeah, and I put my contact info in the chat there if anybody wants to hit me up directly, that kind of thing. Let's see. F.A. Sanchez, have we heard from you? Had you jumped in there? Have any questions? And then Mr. Fireflies.
I'm actually just learning this whole cryptocurrency, if anything. So I have been able to review the document or the file. So I'm really interested in going in there and learn more, get educated about it. So so I haven't really invested yet. I want to, but this is also one of those things that I just want to know what I'm getting into.
Sure. No, glad to have you. Glad to have you. And I think what we'll probably do is maybe every few months kind of just expand on this document and just keep building it, kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes there. I'll open to suggestions on that. And also, guys, if you have any specific topics you want to cover on future meetings, you can throw those into the chat or email or text me, whatever works there. Let's see, Mr. Fireflies. Were you adding some stuff to the document? I'm trying to make sure everybody who's added some things has been able to kind of explain and expand on it a little bit.
Brad, I don't.
Oh, Brad, that's my personal transcriber. I apologize. I didn't know it followed me into the room today. I had to do a meeting earlier, and so I needed to transcribe my call. So I apologize that the transcriber came with me.
Oh yeah, no. We're happy to have anyone. I was trying to give everybody a chance, to jump in here. Let's see. Jesselyn, how are you doing? I shared it with you. You should be able to edit too.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Yeah, I'm gonna add my own thoughts about Voyager and my own favorite YouTube channels as well that I like to follow.
Perfect. Any I know you've been on a few other times. Any obstacles you're running into, or
Yeah, Binance US has just been awful.
I agree.
I swap coins on Pancake Swap, and then I swapped them back to USDC, but it's Binance pegged USDC. So now, it doesn't even, I can't even move that over to Binance US. Like it doesn't even have it. That's not even supported by them. So now I gotta swap it again for something else.
okay, if you're in Pancake Swap, then you're using the BNB Smart Chain version,
Yeah.
which Binance.us doesn't support. But I've been helping some people with that the last month or two, and they're buying BNB, the non-smart chain version, on Binance.us, transferring it to the Trust Wallet app, converting it to the smart chain version, and then sending it to their account that they're using with Pancake Swap.
Yeah, I need to get a Trust Wallet because I'm trying to do all this through MetaMask, the smart chain network on MetaMask.
Yeah, I'm more and more impressed with the Trust Wallet. I mean, you can actually do a lot of that stuff, the DeFi stuff, just on the Trust Wallet on your phone. So that might be an easy, because the fewer accounts you have to transfer to, the better. You can also import, like if you have your MetaMask BNB account, you could import that into the Trust Wallet and then access it through the Trust Wallet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that next. The whole Binance smart
Yeah,
chain.
there's also the Binance Chain Wallet. You can download that. So I'm so far I'm just using MetaMask also, and you do have to make a switch between the Binance Smart Chain and Binance Chain. So the Binance Chain Wallet does that for you. It's I just learned this from YouTube videos. So but Brad's right. I think the Trust Wallet is going to be easier. It does some of that for you, but there is a middleman, so to speak, and that's you can download that Binance Chain Wallet that does that switch from the smart chain to the regular chain.
I thought you could use Binance Chain in the US.
Well, you can't. You can make that switch. You can download the app of the Binance Chain Wallet, and then it'll switch that for you.
Hold on, Jenna. When you're saying Binance Chain Wallet, are you talking about the browser plugin, or are you talking about an app on the phone?
Well, I use it on a browser. I use it on the computer, but there's probably a mobile app also, but I use it on the computer. I'm looking right at it here. So, but it is a separate download. You can just check it out, you'll establish a password there, and it just kind of, like I said, it makes the connection there. Basically, the connection between a Pancake Swap or one of the other Binance swap sites and MetaMask. So
yeah, because I mean, you can use the Binance Chain Wallet or plugin in place of MetaMask. I mean, MetaMask, you have to tweak to work on the Binance.
Yes, you can use the wallet itself and store there, but you can also do a switch from the smart chain to the, because and of course you'll have to set up the smart chain wallet in your MetaMask.
Yeah. See, I think that's a challenge for a lot of people. That's not the easiest. I mean, it's straightforward, but it's like, what? I mean, because some people have never done before. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was confusing enough for everybody.
Yeah. One last comment about Binance US. I set up an account there, and I wanted a larger trading position. And of course, they ask you for a lot of stuff. Driver's license pictures, you got to hold it, bank account statements, showing your address because you have to show US. And I think I made a mistake when I first signed up on the account, a typo in my address. Now that was 3 months ago, and I've sent everything in. I've pointed out the error, and I still can't get anything out of them. So they are completely swamped. Their customer service right now on the Binance US side is really non-existent. They send you emails saying, we apologize that it's been this long. You're in the queue, and you get that once a month. So at this point, I responded to them and I said, well, if I don't hear from you and we take care of this, I'm just going to delete the account and start from scratch, basically, because I want the option of trading through Binance just because it's the largest exchange. But if it gets to a point, I'll just I'm just going to give it up. But be very, very careful with them because the customer service is just not there. Today it's too busy.
Yeah.
Too many people getting into this space.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. They need to just start ramping that up now. Yeah. Okay, good. Any other topics that we've got added to the chain?
Hey, Brad, I have a question. This is Scott.
Yeah.
I'm looking from a developer's point of view. Is anyone on the call doing what I would call blockchain, like document storage, specifically through VeChain? Anybody with a developer background working with blockchain on the call or in this meetup group that you know of?
Yeah, we've had very few on the technical coding kind of side of things.
Okay.
So
thanks.
Yeah. We
I have
probably
a
can't
business
help there too
idea.
much.
Yeah, just the entrepreneurial mind, it's hard to suppress it.
Yeah. Now, Scott, where are you from?
I live in Visalia, so I'm just south of you guys.
Oh, okay.
Central Valley.
Shoot me your contact info. I actually was supposed to meet with a couple guys last week that wanted to launch their own project. And I've known one of the guys for years, but not sure what they're doing. So
okay, be happy to, Brad. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Let's see. We had Will's Discord servers. Will, anything you want to add on those? What you added here?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Taking it back to the start of our call, talking about earning interest through those CeFi platforms. I included a useful spreadsheet. You'll have 30 or so CeFi platforms listed. This spreadsheet is updated weekly through a member of a group that I'm in. I highly encourage you guys to check out the group. It is a Discord server with multiple channels. This is a little bit advanced, but you'll find beginner help there as well. I included my name in Discord as well. If you guys are on Discord, you can always send me. I don't know. I'm not on Discord a lot. I don't know how it works, if it's friend request or what they call it, but you'll see me in the Crypto One Stop group that I linked there, and I really encourage you guys to check it out. Anyways, they manage this CeFi tracker for yield, and it's updated weekly. It's got about 100 different coins on there. So for those of you looking to chase centralized APYs, it's a great resource for you guys to check out. It's a Google Doc. So as long as you click it once, it'll link to your Google account. And all you have to do is just open it whenever you want, and it'll have the latest version. So it's a really easy tool to follow along with. I also included a link there to a document that's managed by Rob at Digital Asset News. It's pretty useful also for folks looking to get a handle on some of the on and off ramp options. And we talked about that earlier as far as exchanges in the US where you can convert crypto to fiat and vice versa. So it talks about some items there. So I also find that pretty useful if you're looking for routes in and off. I'm not sure how often Rob updates that, but I included a link there for you guys. That's the main thing. For those of you that are into DeFi stuff, my recommendations right now that I'm heavily in is just MantraDAO. I included a link there. And what I like about them is they pay you to take money. So you get paid to borrow. It's kind of, there's a lot to it, so I won't get into the details here, but worth checking out. So you can get paid to lend and borrow assets from them. And I also use Bancor a lot. I've done really good with Bancor. So I included a link there. There's tons of other DeFi platforms out there, as you guys know, but I just included a few links for ones that I like that I'm currently pretty heavily leveraging. that's all I had. Thank
Oh,
you.
appreciate it. Have you been over on coinswap.space yet? That launched just a week ago?
No.
Okay. All right. I'll send you a link to that one. I got involved early. I was fighting to get some coins, and it was like I get 4 or 5 at a time. It's like, this is crazy. But they're from the same people that launched the Tron case smart contract. So it looks like they've got some interesting things coming as well. But they launched a week ago Friday, and that's on the Binance chain, and they have the CSS coin. Okay, anything else? So on here,
Yeah, one thing I'll be moving into here real soon, probably this weekend. I just haven't done the research on everything. Is Polygon. So there's a lot of great yield farming opportunities popping up on Polygon right now. So I was going to get my MetaMask set up, and I'm going to be hopping in some of those yield opportunities probably this weekend because they're pretty phenomenal. Another thing for Jesselyn, just real quick, I included a link there for the Binance Bridge. I'm not sure all the issues you're having there, but if you know how to use a VPN and you go to the Binance Bridge link that I provided, it'll let you swap out between Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Binance Chain. A lot of people get the BEP2 and the BEP20 mixed up, Smart Chain and regular Binance, but that bridge will let you swap assets between all three. And I've used it pretty successfully, so I don't know if that's useful for you, but that might help you get things swapped to the asset peg that you need to get out of that predicament.
Yeah, I know about using the VPNs for in other countries, and I'm scared to do it. I don't want to lose my coins, but you know, I might have to do it eventually just to get out of my situation.
Yeah, the Binance Bridge, it's a DeFi option. It's actually not manned by person. It just checks for your VPN. So it makes sure you're not in America, but it's all DeFi. You send it to an address, and you put in what address you want to receive your peg token in, and it just swaps it for you. So there's no central asset there, or no central authority kind of controlling it. Not giving away your keys, so to speak, but you're trusting that tokens will show up on the other end, which can be kind of scary. Yeah. Also, one last thing, I added a decentralized VPN that I use for those of you trying to get into Binance, regular Binance. I've been using it successfully on regular Binance because Binance US is terrible, so I don't deal with KYC. Mysterium is one of the few VPNs you can use. It is a DeFi VPN powered by Ethereum, paid for in Ethereum, so your identity is never even given to the VPN service. And it's one of the only VPNs you can use with Binance now, since they started tracking the VPN IP addresses. So if you try to get in there on another VPN, they're probably going to block you. But if you use Mysterium, they can't, since it uses residential IP addresses, so they do not know that you're using a VPN. Might be a little advanced for some folks, but worth checking out. Feel free to ask me any questions if you guys have questions about that.
Oh, Will, I had just a quick question. Originally, I was thinking about signing up on Binance, but of course they want to see proof of residency. So is this assuming once you have an account with Binance versus Binance US? Because you can't really get an account with Binance even through a VPN if they want documentation, proof of residency, right?
But they don't. You can literally just email and a password and you're good. And you're limited to like maybe withdrawing only 10 Bitcoin a day, which is a big problem for me.
It's possible that they changed it, Deborah. So if they have, this would have been a rather recent change. I may have been grandfathered in. They haven't hit my account with any KYC requirements or proof of residency at all. Like Brad said, there is a requirement if you're going to move much larger sums of money. But keeping it under 10K transactions, I haven't had any issues using it. But it is entirely possible that those policies on the Binance end have been revised given the pressure that they're facing.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's good to know. I'll probably try to check it out because I've been recommending that to a few of my friends too.
Well,
so.
I don't know. I'll look into it again. I was, because I didn't know any better at first. I tried to get on through Binance. Of course, they blocked me. I tried through the VPN, and then I thought they were asking for proof of residency, but
yeah, no. As of a couple months ago, I know some people that signed up for something, and they just stopped it. Email, password, and they didn't click on verify to do any of that. They just.
It could have been because I was looking for advanced verification for higher amounts.
Yeah.
So that could have been it.
Yeah, there's a few ways around that if you get creative, such as creating multiple accounts to keep underneath your trading cap. It's inconvenient, yeah, but it'll give you access to what you need.
Okay.
And if you're looking to trade, I mean, you might find other alternatives, you know, to Binance that are decentralized or are a little more flexible in their KYC requirements. But yeah, you have to find the ones that support the tokens you're seeking. But most of the U.S. exchanges are going to be garbage if you're looking to trade, you know, high volume, high leverage or high volume trades on low cap coins. It can be kind of tricky to find that platform's going to work well for you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. All right, guys. I think. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna let Scott know that you can reach me by email since I reside in the blockchain dev space. Yeah, hit me up on my email and we can get together and meet up on Zoom sometime. That's fine.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Hey,
You're
good to
welcome.
know. Good to know. Thanks. Okay. Anybody else? Any last things before we call it a day here? All right. Well, I mean, what are we up to? 9 pages? I think we did 7 pages. That's awesome, guys.
We didn't talk about coins or tokens, but our favorite ones, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Next
that's
time
a whole nother discussion. We'll have and
Yeah, we
let's
didn't get
kind of
to
end
that.
with that. Let's brainstorm about topics for future meetings. What would you guys like to talk about? I'll put coins as number 1. What other things would you guys like to talk about in the future?
Maybe Theta specifically.
Okay.
I actually put together a document to talk about how to buy and sell Theta. Because, well, really to get it, because you can only get it through KuCoin and Simple Swap. It's really hard now if you're in the US, and
Yeah.
it's an exciting coin.
For sure. Sure. Okay. Any other topics? Anybody?
Under coins, can you put down microcurrencies? I watched a coin appreciate 46,000% within 30 days. So I'm very interested in microcurrencies.
Good. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, come on. We already know everything else. That's good to know. Okay.
VeChain.
But is it VeChain?
Yeah, VET.
Okay. Good deal. Okay, everyone, we'll call it a meeting. And again, 2 weeks, we'll be meeting in person. For those of you that are in the area, we'd love to see in person. May 22nd, Saturday, 5 to 7 at Papa Murphy's, northeast corner, Blackstone and Shaw.
Brad, sorry,
Go ahead.
real quick, on the meetup announcement on that, you mentioned that there might be a few people that around to kind of like, I don't know, advisors or people that might be, you know, there to ask questions to, or something related to that?
Yeah, I anticipate that the people that will be there will be similar to the people that are on the call today. And we all have, you know, varying levels of experience and knowledge, and are willing to help each other, just like we've done today. So, especially for
I didn't know if
folks
there
that,
were specific people that you mentioned. Okay. All
no, that was more for beginners that, you know, hey, I don't know how to do the second screen on Clever Wallet, or I can't get into Coinbase, or these kinds of things that people can literally bring their phones or their laptops and we'll walk them through the next 2 or 3 steps that they're stuck at. I hear that kind of feedback from a lot of people. So since it's an in-person meeting, I'm trying to encourage those kind of people that just need 5 or 10 minutes of hand holding to, you know, join us, and hopefully we'll get them to the next step. So I think you're probably already past that, John. So, but we'll try to help you anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you at the next meeting, and go Theta and go Doge. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Brad.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.